What's going on, the Winners Win podcast? Your boy Luso 2.0, the copy guy himself. And today we're going to talk about three ways a ruler brings misfortune on his army, or a leader brings misfortune on his, team or whatever. So, first, a little bit of an update, man. Hooping earlier, freaking busted on dang lit, and it's crazy. People just can't guard me. Physically, I am beat up right now. Oh yeah, don't mind my jacket too. I was actually about to go take my rabbits down stairs. Well, bring the rabbit cage downstairs for my wife so that she can go take them over her mom's house and stuff like that. But first things first is I would first say, yeah, just fouling the heck out of me, man. Like, I was trying to dribble, going to the basket. They grabbing me. The one dude smacked my contact out my face, then headbutted me in the face, busted my lip. I got grabbed around the neck, everything. And I'm just like playing through it. And my body's beat up a little bit, but I'm not gonna lie. It also kind of helping me with a little bit. It's kind of like my weight training, right? Because that's really what it is almost, because I'm over here fighting through stuff and all that. So I don't really mind it that much. As far as the rap show, today was a big accomplishment for me. I actually picked up got over my fear of picking up my actual rabbit, getting comfortable with Logan. Picked him up, had him held right here to my chest. It felt good. I'm not gonna lie, it felt good. He was trying to scratch and claw a little bit, but then it felt good. Obviously that was nothing compared to what I experienced at the wire earlier. Lip cut. Also, I thought my tooth was chipped a little bit. It's whatever though. I mean, strong teeth though. Using that Arm & Hammer, baking soda mixed with the coconut oil. That's a little bit of that right there is a gem, right, that my wife figured out. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna share all the secrets and stuff, but that's one of the things that I was pretty good with. Also, too, right now, my publisher's kind of going through my book, reading it, trying to edit it a little bit before she hands it over to editor. I'm glad I'm getting multiple eyes on the book, right? So I'm going to add in some more details and stuff like that for the book. So that's pretty exciting. I don't know what happened, but my boy going to Atlanta for this dog show, and, starting his business, having his nice little logo and all that stuff like that. Full Court Pups, man. If you do not follow them on Instagram. You know what I mean? He has his own TikTok going on too as well. Something about seeing my boy doing all that stuff really motivated me today. Like, you know what? Let me get further in my group. Let me build my website. Let me start getting some gear and all that stuff like that. Winners win, right? So that sounds amazing. That just really just motivated me. And that's how I know. Like, that's the thing I love, right? I love being around a circle of men that are all trying to, grow and stuff like that. Matter of fact, let me just ask my boy, trying to make a podcast episode tonight. Let me text him right now. Blah, blah, blah. Let me text him. It really is nice though. Like literally, it like helped me. I don't know. It just helped me it just felt good though. Just seeing him really do his thing. I'm like, this is amazing. Seeing, one of my friends actually get out there, do what he loves to do, and, show the fruits of his labor. This shows we're all grown. We're all going to blow up someday. He actually went down to Atlanta and networked and stuff, and I love that for him, man. I'm just trying to get on the same wave, right? Other than that, man, that's pretty much all I had for my updates a little bit. My job has been a little bit, almost had somebody quit and stuff. Was able to talk him off the edge, and it helped me grow as a leader, though. Him giving me feedback helped me grow as a leader. And that's what I'm continuing to do. Continuing to get feedback, continue to do things like that help, help my team grow and all that stuff, right? So anyway, now the 3 ways a ruler brings misfortune on his army, right? The first one is being ignorant of an army who cannot obey. What does this mean? This means a ruler cannot be ignorant that he has the wrong people in place. Remember that story I told you when I first started reading The Art of War, right here, right? When I first started reading the book, my fault, Jones upside down. When I first started reading the book, the first thing I told you, what was it I told you? I told you that when it said that like if the orders are clear and they do not obey, it is not that is when it's the army's fault, right? But if the things are not clear and all that stuff like that, and they don't listen, it's the ruler's fault. I mean, they chop the dude's head off, right? You cannot be ignorant. If you cannot just think everybody's gonna be you. You can't think everybody's gonna be great. This is a big lesson I learned when I became district manager, right? Thinking that every manager would care about their business and care to try to grow their business as much as possible. Big mistake. That's not really what it was. It all came down to being ignorant of the conditions and everything, right? So, I mean, that everybody can obey. So that's one thing to always make sure that you're not just assume. If you assume, it makes an, beep out of you and me. I'm trying to stop, cursing and stuff like that. The second way a ruler brings misfortune in his army is being ignorant of conditions of an army. Nothing I hate more than someone who barks orders at someone to do something and then they can't even do it themselves. That's why, for example, like at my, position, my job, right? Like me becoming a, district manager allowed me to now see that, like, I was a manager at once. I was a rep at once. I can do all the things I'm asking you to do. I'm going to show you too. I'm going to go sell TV and stuff like that so you can see that it's possible. And then after that, it's going to be like, wow, this really was possible, but I just didn't have the right, training for it. I didn't know how to do that, right? So never be ignorant of the conditions in the army, right? A lot of times as people go further and further and further up, sometimes they forget what it's like when it's at the bottom. And that's something that I like to always stay in tune with because I always know how it was before when I was back down there. So never be ignorant of the conditions of your army, right? When I talk to you guys and tell you guys these different things right here that I'm doing, it's because I'm implementing this stuff in everyday life. I'm just not talking about it. I'm being about it, right? And then the last one, the third thing that a ruler brings misfortune on his army is not being able to adapt. Things happen, right? Like this schedule, this routine, when I actually started working on me and my group, we started working on building your schedule out, right? Every single day and sticking close to your routine, right? In 30-minute increments. And if you want that video, reach out to me and I'll, show you guys, I'll send that video to you, right? It's not for everybody, but it's on there though. It's hot. I got a shirt. All right, yeah, work. But don't be like, the one thing that I was talking about was like, yeah, this is your bread and butter. But for example, I'm supposed to record a video or record my podcast stuff at 7 a.m. this morning. But things changed when I was in the car. I realized that I didn't have any content. I didn't know what I was talking about. So I didn't want to just start talking. Always be prepared before you, start to do something. That's also a big lesson. But I was supposed to record my videos at 7 a.m. It is now 5:44 and I still didn't record my videos, but I got everything else done, right? I was commuting to the gym. I was able to, play basketball before. I did a little bit of lifting and stuff like that. Did some legs and stuff. I didn't do no recovery, but, I came home, took my rabbit to get groomed, took a nap at lunch, showered, stuff like that. All that stuff coming down, but I'm really at 1:30 right now. Well, I'm actually really at 7:30 because I also didn't post my stuff on social media. But, I took a nap, took an hour, two-hour nap instead of 1 hour. Didn't get some things done, but I'm still going to make sure that everything is done before I go to bed tonight, though. Because sometimes you have to adapt when things happen, right? Just like when you're positioning something, you're speaking to someone, you're trying to sell something, and then you have an objection you've never heard before. You have to be able to adapt it, right? And it's going to come throughout time as you keep doing it because you are experiencing wisdom, right? Knowledge is just the accumulation of information. Wisdom is the accumulation of experience. Knowledge is, applying knowledge, right? You applying everything that you're learning. When I'm teaching you guys, this is everything that I'm learning. Then I'm not only teaching you guys, I'm also being about it too. But it helps you learn things better when you're able to teach it to another person. That's why a lot of times when I'm studying these different books and when I'm out here implementing a lot of those things, I will then teach it to you guys because it is now me teaching it second time, then I'm implying it, and then I'm being about it, right? You got to be about it too. You can't just talk, right? Can't just all be talk. So yeah, you have to be able to adapt when different things happen, when the business changes and stuff like that. So 3 things that, bring misfortune onto an army or followers is being ignorant of who can obey, not understanding the conditions of, your army, and then also not being able to adapt. Remember, you got to remember what it's like to be at the bottom. You got to be able to make sure you can tell when someone is it's either a skill or will issue. Skill, they don't know what to do. Will, they're not willing to do it. And then, of course, not being able to adapt to things happen because life's always changing. We know that, right? The weather's changing right now. I was sick before last week. I only get sick twice a year, by the way, whenever it goes from cold to hot, hot to cold. But anyway, though, the weather is adapting. I have to now start wearing bubbles, right? I was outside last week being able to just go out with a beater on. Now it's like, oh, hold on, let me get the bubble. And then yesterday was like 70-something degrees, right? Got to be able to adapt. So that's really all I have for you guys today. I want you guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, and share this channel. Comment below, please. And if you're listening to this on any type of podcast, do me a favor, 5-star reviews. And keep doing your thing, man. That's all I had for you guys. So keep killing the day. And just remember, most of all, you pray for success like this. 2.0 out.